So with that, may I actually welcome my colleague Chetan to take the stage. Thank you. Morning, everyone. Great to see friends here. And it's always difficult to start first, but I hope I'll make it very interesting for you. See, both digital and AI is new to the world, the way it's being used. So I'll start with looking outside in and see what the world is doing and how it's coming into Kuwait. Yeah? Can I have the presentation? Perfect. So first of all, it's not new, guys. Online banking has been around for a longest time. And as you can see, the adoption, little over 30 to 40% of the world's population is using online banking as their preferred mode of communication. So if anybody believes people still go to branch in a very, very big way globally, that's not true. Most of our kids, and if we can speak to younger ones who've just become first-time banked, they would have never seen a branch except onboarding, and most of them are also onboarded digitally. So if you see, Kuwait is no different. Kuwait is at 38% population prefers a mobile or an online banking rather than going to the branch, right? So you are very much near to the global averages. Of course, in Asia, you have a different challenges of poverty and others, which people are not banked and people are not really on online. Their infrastructure is not there. But if you go west, you can see up US, everybody is banking and preferring digital. Though there is very small area of silicon where there is innovation and digital concepts coming in, but globally a huge amount of penetration. What's also changing is open banking. Nordics started it. Open APIs, they are in now 8th year of Open API. UK is in 5th year of Open API. Bahrain is in 3rd year of Open API. So if anybody felt in GCC we don't have it, that's not true. So open banking and Open API, which is next generation of what we call B2B for consumer, right? That's what open banking is going to do. Consumer can buy its financial products not only from banks, but a series of intermediaries and institutions who can service them, right? So that's a major thing which is changing. And all of this is thanks to FinTechs, which is bringing this innovation. Now, when you say digital bank, see, while mobile and mobile-based onboarding has been around in most markets, and I'm sure banks in Kuwait is also doing it. Digital bank is little different. First of all, many of you may think that digital banks are completely separate entity. That's not true. Most successful digital banks are built by even the traditional banks. So today, if you look at UAE, it's considered a matured market for digital bank. Two top digital bank are actually traditional banks, Emirates NBD and Mashreq. And they innovated on their app called Live and Neo. That's what, and you will be surprised, out of 9 million people, 3 million of them bank with digital banks. So it's not a small number anymore. So that's why when we say matured, your penetration has gone beyond 30% of the country's population, bankable population. You are significant in market share calculation. So that's what you see on the right-hand side. And there are many more getting launched there, right? That's why you see index also. So we measure the country readiness index based on availability of infrastructure, cloud, the data laws, central bank's approvals of licenses. So these are some of the measurement criteria. Oman still has not seen a digital banking. Next year, there are likely to be 2 digital banks getting launched. Bahrain was one of the first ones to introduce digital bank. In fact, in Saudi Arabia, Meme was launched, bank in 2017. Yeah, and that was launched by Bahrain-based institution. And Bahrain has a very, very successful digital bank called ILA, which has a 35% market share. In a small country of 1 million people, bankable, getting a 350,000 customer in 2 years is remarkable. So the way these digital banks have come in and way they have captured the mass retail market is quite surprising. SME is also not behind. UAE had a bank launched last year called Vayo, which is right on the right hand side, launched by Abu Dhabi government and Etisalat and FAB. This bank said, I will introduce SME first. So that's a digital SME bank. Today, they have 20,000 SMEs banking with them. And they're challenging established player like Rack Bank in that market. Very similar change started in Saudi Arabia last year, 3 licenses. And in Kuwait, with NBK launching VPay. And again, VI has been quite successful in early making noise. It always starts with noise, people believe in it, and then it starts moving balances. Same way TAM is doing from KFH, recently introduced. So both of these banks is likely to grow rapidly. And there are more partners coming in here as well. So there are more banks who will go in there with a full-fledged license. Now when you look at deposits and assets at Kuwait, it's been stable, it's been growing. As an economy, you're doing quite well. You are at a very high LDR, so that keeps limited opportunity for lending. But the next, what we have always seen in the market is digital lending, which comes after the digital banks. So that's something coming in. Kuwait is introducing, again, CBK is working on automation settlement system, KYC. Signet is doing a lot of interesting work with respect to bureau. So digitization in Kuwait has only one way to go, and that's up. So you will see this coming your way. And again, 25 to 30% of Kuwaiti population will start moving toward digital. Now, when you look at the payments, is a key portion of banking. In fact, if you ask today a CEO of ILA, what is the success of ILA, a digital bank with 350,000 customer? He said 300,000 customer of mine do payment on a every second day basis. So every second day app is open and you're transferring money. Very small amounts. They have a beautiful product called Jamaya, which all of us use in our houses today, do it manually or transfer through payment mechanisms. They have introduced on a banking product, and that has a huge liability balance impact. Yeah, so Jamaya is one of the key products. So payment can itself be a bank. So don't underestimate small ticket payments. You may not have huge amount of fee income to start with, but it'll start taking it in. Today, in Indian market, where UPI payment is used, 7 billion payments are done, and there was no charge till last year. This year they charge $3 for large value payments, and they've already had a huge fee income. So it's coming your way. Yeah. Same way, digital payments, you see, Kuwait again is quite fortunate to have a GPay and multiple other tokenizations. Many markets in GCC still do not have tokenizations. Oman is introducing end of this year. Yeah, you are quite ahead in some GCC markets. So payment is clearly a way forward, and both KNet as well as different banks are investing huge amount of efforts. And the volume you can clearly see is rising in a big way. Now, when you look at the payments and digital, fintechs cannot stay away. And again, Kuwait has a large fintech community. Many of these may not be Kuwaiti companies, but Kuwait investments are huge in fintechs across the globe. Even many markets like Qatar, UAE are hugely invested by Kuwait, and they are notable fintechs. And again, are they going to be competing with you? Answer is no. They are always going to collaborate with banks. And that's where you should see this as an opportunity to try and use fintechs to launch your payment products. Now, looking at the global trends, what Kuwait can learn is 6 different trends coming your way. First and foremost, digital bank. Many people believe it's a fad. That's not true. Our next generation, 40 to 50% population of this country would be using digital banks. They won't go traditional. So focus on digital. Even if you are a business, look at the digital transaction banking, and that's another big area. Checks are going to go away. Yeah, Kuwait is the last market in the GCC with checks in a very big circulation. But we've seen last 2 years, it's disappearing and it's going to go away completely in next 3 to 4 years. And payments will take over once instant payments become a trend. Third, advanced analytics. Again, many of you have good data infrastructures. I see many banks investing in cloud era and multiple other concepts. How do you use it? What models do you run for consumer? So that matters as a bank. Open banking, you're still a couple of years away from open banking. But again, prepare your API frameworks to bring open banking in reality. Whenever regulator will announce it, they will give you 2 years for compliance. So you will have a time, but start looking at your APIs and seeing, can you monetize them? AI, ML and automation, again, this is a huge change which has happened globally. Any mundane jobs, IVRs, contact centers, giving information, can easily move to AI. Lending decisions, easily move to AI. So look at AI and ML, not just general strategies. What use cases can you take from global world and implement? Last but not the least, the digital payments. Be a payments-led bank, and that makes a huge impact. People generally pay through their first bank or primary bank. So if you want to become a primary bank, you need to have a best-in-class payment infrastructure. And that's where, so these 6 global trends, and I'll show you with some real-life examples. So you already see 3 institutions. Of course, Nomo is not here, it's in London. But Bubian has innovated, and they're now going to bring it to the local market as well. Other 2 banks. So look at self-onboarding as a key principle instead of making branch onboarding better. Look at straight-through interactions. What can you do STP? Some of these digital banks, what they have innovated, even if you talk to an Emirates NBD CEO, he will say we were 30% STP before Live came. Once Live came, we are today 88% STP. We only touched 12% of our transaction. So these small digital banks have woken up giant mother banks to change from traditional to STP. How can you use generative AI? Easiest use case, why do customer service using call center agents? Use generative AI to answer many queries. Hyper-personalize. See, one of the best part digital banking or mobile banking can give you is you can personalize instantly for one segment to another segment. You don't need to build products for a segment and so on and so forth. Your personalized offer will only be for you. It will not be for other customers in the bank. So that's what's coming your way. If you look at transaction banking again, we are saying check going away. See what people are doing. Persona. What is a persona? And I'm sure Basam will speak later in the day. Start thinking in your corporate bank, who is using your online banking, corporate online banking. Define those personas, get them in the bank in a thinking session, design thinking session, and design what they want, not what you want to sell. That's persona. We did this last year for Kotak Bank in India. They launched what's called as FYN. FYN is Corporate Transaction Bank for your needs. And today they have 100,000 customers, 100,000 corporate customers on FYN because they designed it. Similarly, end-to-end digitization. Bubian is way ahead in this area. Look at how they digitize. They invested on the platform when there was no market. And today the platform is live, last stage of modules going live, they can leverage the platform. So again, see before what you can launch and take it. Again, digital supply chain finance. You don't even need to put a platform. There are top 10 players globally which are providing you supply chain on cloud, running from cloud. So discuss how you can use Zain Cloud and bring them into the country, and you can take it to the market. And again, looking at digital onboarding processes, do it through AI and ML engines and their credit scoring, their risk scoring, rather than doing manually. Yeah, because whatever you put in through your Excel or Visual Basic based models, it won't be advanced enough to do. When we say analytics, again, a lot of people think it's like very, very complex. This is basic maths and prediction, statistics. So build data team in your bank. Look at putting governance around your data. Be clear what's your static data and master data. There is a vision put by Kuwait itself, 2035 vision, which aligns to government participating in the data as well. Cross-sector benefits, again, look at compliance. Compliance is hugely data-driven. Your AMLs, KYCs, look at how you can leverage data and real-time processing. Can you process your data real-time? Now, this is a new concept. If your core banking system is old and it doesn't have real-time data ingestion into data warehouse, then it's a huge challenge. So implement technology of real-time transactions being informed to data warehouse, not T-1. And how do you use those events? There are FinTechs available which can make you completely real-time, though you are running a dated platforms. So these are some of the advanced analytics enablers we see within Kuwait. Open banking is coming. It may be slow towards you. It may be 2 to 3 years away from you, but this will change the game. When it was introduced in UK, the 4 dinosaur banks, as all of you know, Barclays, they all have lost huge market share. And today, UK has 130 banks offering products to the customer of these mother banks. So that's what open banking does. It will take away your brand and you selling. Customer will choose who is my bank, and it could be the supermarket next to them using your open APIs. So that's the change which happens across payments, accounts, and different areas. But this is definitely going to hit you 26, 27, somewhere around that time, once other GCC economies are picking up. AI and ML, when you look at, again, from a generative AI perspective, this is real. The banks who are putting generative UI use cases. Fraud prevention, it's hugely valuable in enterprise fraud management. Many banks in Kuwait are improving their fraud protections, data predictions, and back-end automations. So this is what's coming your way. And last but not least, the digital payments. So if you are looking at cashless society, how enabled you are for these 4 major trends which is happening globally as we speak. And Kuwait is no behind. Many of these fintechs would enter Kuwait very soon. You will be surprised that many of these investments are also owned by Kuwait. Yeah, so it's coming your way very soon. Now, how do you ensure that you build a bank of future? Just focus on understanding why you need to change. You are here with siloed structure, project oriented, you're doing project by project, not really having a master strategy blueprint, what you are executing, to what a good looks like. On the right hand side, it's a collaborative team, it's agile team. I've seen huge movement in Kuwait towards agile. It's very, very good to know. And customer focus. So if you are building a bank of future, this is the 6 things I would say you should focus on. Focus digital first. Any new product you are launching, launch digitally. not through branches. Customer centric, ask your customer what's their biggest pain point. That's going to help you. Introduce banking as a platform and banking as a service. If you think somebody from outside will come and do that, that's not true. You are the best empowered to do this in your bank with a fintech partner. Agile culture, change your culture to be making mistakes, accepting mistakes, and changing very, very quickly. Fintech innovations, again, participate with fintechs on POCs and take them forward. And last but not the least is AI driven. Anything and everything you do in your data programs, use machine learning. It's not difficult. Get your partner and get going. This 6th thing will change the bank and make yourself a bank of future. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed this.